I just want to talk through this thing out here. Will this be part of the, this is literally just going to be...
Well, as a request from the Travel Channel, they did a piece on some of the great robberies across the country, and they selected the Great Brinks Robbery of 1950, which was at the time the largest ever bank robbery in our history. And they stole over 2.7 million of cash and securities. We protect over 500 bank branches here in the Boston area. So to come to us as an expert in modern day bank security was definitely an honor. The star of the show, Marcus Saki, he wanted to walk through and see what some of the technology looked like. We set him up as a temporary card holder in the building, and then we enrolled him in the fingerprint reader as well as the hand geometry reader so that he could move freely throughout the building. Well, we wanted to illustrate what it would be like in a bank if there were to be a holdup and someone needed to call for help. They could have a wireless pendant in their pocket or on a desk nearby, and they could send that panic signal. And those signals are prioritized as top priority, not only for us, but the police view those as a much higher priority as well. So we would be calling the police and dispatching them and making sure that help's on the way. It's actually a lot of fun interacting with him and with his crew. I think most people in the company were pretty jazzed. We're excited about the opportunity. People were interested in seeing what they chose to film, to see where they thought the action was, what things they found impressive. And I think when they saw the alarm board, which had alarms popping up on the screen, and within 20 seconds or less, those alarms, whether fire alarms, panic alarms, security alarms, would be handled by an operator and just drop right off the board. So they got a feeling of real flow of signal traffic. The Travel Channel called us to find out if there was some technology that we have today that might have prevented the crime that took place in 1950. It's hard to say never, but it's a lot less likely. The first line of defense, which is the locks, the locks were less sophisticated at that time, and the Brinks robbers were able to, using plastic, they were able to pull lock cylinders and make copies of keys. The second is the perimeter intrusion detection would be much more effective today, monitoring doors and motion sensors, etc. So for them to get up into the second floor like they did, they would have been detected by multiple sensors by then. They also would have been on camera, and they would have been filmed with a very, pretty high resolution images of what they were wearing, their build, etc. And furthermore, there would be panic buttons, hold-up buttons placed in strategic places, and most certainly up in the cash room where people were working later in the evening. A few years ago, we moved from a building which used to be occupied by the Arlington Police. So there was a men's cell block, which is where we had our monitoring station. And we outgrew that a few years ago, but we still were able to get into the women's cell block, which is intact, just the way it was back in '83 when the police left. And the crew seemed to really enjoy the sound of that and the look of that, giving an authentic feel for what it might be like to be put in jail for a night. We left that just for fun, just to, for visitors who come in, we'd kind of show it off, and it was kind of just a little bit of sizzle. We're a security company. We're looking to catch bad guys.